everyone, welcome back to your week ahead astrology breakdown. I'm Matthew Oliver with Stillwater Alchemy, and it is a new calendar year. So happy 2023 for all of you. In addition to this week ahead breakdown, I've also done monthly readings for every zodiac sign. So I started at Capricorn, went all the way to Sagittarius, and I feel like Sagittarius probably had the best overall reading. Jupiter being in Aries definitely supports them significantly, as with all fire dominant angels. So I will place those videos up here. If you want to take a look at that, you can for sure. And I also created my 2023 astrology guide. It's over 100 pages. I just couldn't help myself. I want to make it as informative as possible with giving a lot of different resources. There are monthly breakdowns of every single transit. There are mantras, key themes, and auspicious dates. There's a manifesting manifesto at the end of each month to kind of keep your intentions pure so you can circle back each month and see what you were calling in, what you were cultivating. So I will have that as an early bird price for the first week of January, and then it'll go up after that. So I will put the link for that to my website, to that product, in the description of this video, so you can take a look if you desire. All right, so let's dive in to this week. I will say most of the emphasis this week is still integrating, slowing down. We still have these retrogrades in play. We're going to have that full moon in Cancer happening on Friday night. So as we start off the week on Monday, January 2nd at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we see that Venus is at 29 degrees. She's about to move into Aquarius. So really take into stock power dynamics, what you value in relationships. That Venus connection to Pluto is also reflecting themes of what we experienced when Venus was retrograde at the end of 2021 and the beginning of 2022. So potentially just honoring how far you've come, what your self-worth is, what self-love has been calling to you these past couple weeks, especially since Christmas. This is going to be really helpful as Venus moves into Aquarius later on today. And also as well, we have that moon in Taurus making trines to Mercury, Pluto, and Venus. So there might be some really good opportunity to enjoy life. For most of you, I'm sure you have today off, given that New Year's Day fell on a Sunday. So just enjoy. Allow yourself to feel good about where you are in life. If you want to set some goals and intentions for the year, today is a really strong day to do that as well, with that moon Pluto energy in earth signs to really help us get grounded, to help us get focused, to see where we want to cultivate more power, more love, more money. So these are still really good dates to play with how you're feeling and to set yourself up for success for the year ahead. Now, as we move into Tuesday, we see now that Venus is in Aquarius, where she'll be for most of January until I believe about January 26th. So the thing with me, Venus is now co-present and conjunct Saturn. So I feel like this is where, in my opinion, it gets exciting, because we really get to decide how committed we are to the work, how committed we are to love, how committed we are to ensuring that our actions match our words. Aquarius is a fixed air sign ruled by Saturn. So Venus gets to really kind of receive a masterclass here in what opportunities, what downloads, what mindsets, what type of lovers she wants for the year before she gets to Venus in Pisces, which is a bit more whimsical, romantic, and sensitive. So get clear on your minimums, get clear on your boundaries. If you want a partner to message you every morning, good morning and good night, if that's important to you, that's not absurd, that's not obsessive, claim that. I know for me personally, that's not my cup of tea, but I've had clients say that they really just appreciate having that support day and night, which is amazing. If you want a partner to send you funny memes, that can also be what you're calling in, what you want to manifest. If you want to partner with money or with beauty or with opportunity or with real estate, whatever it is you want, get clear on that now. I think with Aquarius energy, it's so much about mindset and the mind will influence your actions. Your actions will influence the work that you engage in all areas of your life. So really get clear. And the good thing is here that Venus makes a sextile to Jupiter. So there's some really good support here in what you are wanting, potentially coming in very quickly, especially as all these retrogrades are active. It's a time for you to slow down, to get clear, and to allow everything to come to you with ease. But remember, with any kind of Saturn dominant energy, with Venus being co-present and conjunct Saturn, the work needs to come first, and then you get to reap the rewards of everything moving forward. Okay. A big energy in the readings that I was doing as well was home, was family, was feeling supported where you're at. So if some of you went home to visit family and you're kind of integrating and processing what felt good, what didn't feel good, this could also be a time for you to get back into your own state of being, into your body, to initiate the actions that are going to make you feel powerful, feel beautiful, feel desired, all those things. All right. We also have the moon in Gemini, which is nice because the moon is aspecting Venus. So being social, going out, having fun, if you want to look cute, if you want to start doing more social things, maybe putting that in your calendar now so that you have things to look forward to. We do have the moon making that conjunction to Mars. Remember, the last time the moon was in Gemini was that full moon in Gemini, which everyone felt. So see how far you've come in the past month. See what themes around motherhood, mothering yourself, nurturing your mind, mental health. See how that has progressed over the past few weeks. And if there are conversations to be had with a either feminine, mother, or maternal energy in your life, this might be the day to do so. All right. And then the moon is also, of course, aspecting Jupiter here. So just a really good day, in my opinion, especially if you need to have some kind of conflict resolution. With Venus being in Aquarius, it might just be boundaries that need to be set. I'm only going to be coming over every other weekend. You can no longer speak to me in this way. I am going to send you X amount of money to pay off this debt, whatever it is, so that you're clear and there's a firm resolution that is taking place, which is also the benefit of retrogrades, is to go back to certain issues, whether they be contentious or not, to solidify a game plan, an action plan, so that you feel more confident as all these planets station direct. Now, on Wednesday, we are having that moon making a trine to Saturn, which is really quite nice. So as the moon is gaining more and more light, getting closer to that full moon, you might just feel more secure, more confident in what needs to be done and what you want to do. Remember that the moon is also making this square to Neptune, so there might be a little bit of distraction, which is not always a bad thing. Sometimes I feel like with Neptune, it's okay to live in that fantasy realm. It's okay to have a bit of maybe delusion or to daydream or whatever that is for you, but maybe in a controlled setting. An easy example of this is like if you want to scroll on social media, maybe put a timer on for 10 minutes or 15 minutes so you're not scrolling for 2 hours before bed. So allow yourself to go into an alternate fantasy or universe, but give yourself a time limit. Or if you're wanting to really focus on big dreams, big aspirations, if that's what's coming through on Wednesday, be disciplined and tactile with your game plan, with your actions. It's like, okay, these downloads are coming in very clearly. Now that I've set certain boundaries, certain limits, certain beliefs of what I can have, what I desire, what actual work needs to take place, and what connections, what contracts, what conversations can I engage with myself and others to make this come true. I mean, Wednesday would also just be a great day to really dive into journaling, to just see what's coming through, either from an autonomic or ritual standpoint on your dreams. And if you feel like your dreams are maybe too big or out of reach, maybe again, make some action items of things you can easily do that maybe won't happen at the end of the month, but it will give you the structure, discipline, focus, and support to get there sooner than later. All right. Now, when we move on to Thursday, the moon is going to be finishing up its transit in Gemini, but then moving closely into Cancer. And so this can just be, what I am kind of feeling is like a final purging of energy, a final release of energy. And we can see here as well, Thursday moving into Friday, is we're getting ready for that full moon in Cancer. The thing to note here is Thursday, Friday, the moon will be making that square to Jupiter, which is quite nice. I also kind of feel like there's going to be situations where you need to put yourself first. And by doing so, you might be going against the status quo or what people expect from you, whether it be from community, family, whatever kind of gender, sexual role you fall into. If you know that you are following your heart, that you're following what feels good for you, that's where I want you to place your focus and priority. And kind of what we were speaking about on Wednesday when the moon was making that square to Neptune, it might feel like these dreams are so big or so grandiose. We do have the moon making that opposition to Mercury retrograde, where it could be like, how am I physically going to make this possible? It just seems like I don't have enough money or talent or energy to accomplish all of these things. We still have now Neptune supporting the moon quite nicely. So if you need to take some time for yourself to either reflect, just to be alone with your energy, that would be a nice idea Thursday, Friday. If you're wanting additional support, if you're wanting some healing, whether it be physical, mental, or spiritual, I would also really recommend that would be really nice. Because when we see, so like this full moon is going to be happening on Friday night, depending on your time zone. When we get to Saturday, this is quite nice because we have this Sun Mercury retrograde cazimi. So this marks the halfway point for Mercury's retrograde, but it could also be where things are just very obvious, where the work needs to be done or what action needs to take place. If we're talking about Capricorn, it's ruled by Saturn. So Capricorn can sometimes be very dry or very direct or very sardonic, but it can kind of just be, it is what it is, or the cold, hard truth. Like Saturn as a planet, Saturn being the ruling planet of Capricorn, is a very dry, cold energy. So sometimes it's just the cold, hard truth that we need to accept in order to move on, or that it is just going to take a certain amount of time, investment, or work to get what we want. But that's okay, because you're going to feel good about this decision. You're going to feel good about what you want to do. And now with Venus in that 3-degree orb of Mars retrograde, making that trine-based aspect, this could be something you've always wanted. And this could always be something that you always thought that you wanted or believed that you could have, but somewhere along the way, either an outside influence or someone came across saying you couldn't have that, or that you were dreaming too big or wanting too much. So this can be a day on Saturday specifically where things just become abundantly clear. So if Thursday and Friday are a bit turbulent, a bit energetically intense, know that Saturday is likely to bring a very clear, direct answer. So please be sure to take some time for yourself. And then once we move past like Saturday night into Sunday, then you can celebrate. Then you get to hang out with your friends. Then you get to discuss what you went through as you were processing and integrating. At this point, too, I'm sure more and more people will be coming back from their holidays if they have to be back in the office or back for work for the 9th. But we see that the moon in Leo makes this beautiful trine to Jupiter. We also have this moon Venus opposition. So go after what you want. Showcase yourself. If you want to go on social media, if you want to promote something, if you're wanting to just make yourself feel good and be in that spotlight, that warmth, that love, Sunday is a great day to do so. We also have Mercury making that trine to Uranus here on Sunday, right at 15 degrees. So this could also just be like the shift in minds of being like, why was I stressing so much about this? Or now I have clear resolution on how I want to proceed. I'm going to go for it 110%. Yeah. I just think by the weekend, any doubts or fears or insecurities are going to be met with levity, excitement, and a clear path of what you're wanting to achieve. All right. Of course, I will have the full moon workshop available if you're wanting a resource to dive into. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And now the astrology question of the week. So a lot of you got excited when I talked about one, astrocartography, but second, the critical degree, that 29th degree. And so one of the follow-up questions comes from Carly. She or they ask, I don't have a planet in a 29 degree, although I always have a feeling I'm destined to do something in this life, and I'm always trying to find this void that I'm always trying to fulfill. Is there anything else in my chart that could be the answer to this longing feeling? So this is a really great question. when we're looking at either soul purpose, destiny, career, or this longing to fulfill a certain part of our life, there can be many different timing techniques that are responsible. If it's an overarching feeling that you've had throughout your entire life, whether it's to be famous or to do something big in this world, you can look to your 10th house, because the 10th house is public image, honor, reputation, how people perceive you. And about a third of the time, if we're using whole sign houses, your MC angle, your career angle will be in the 10th. If that's so, the 10th and the first house where you find yourself, identity, appearance, ego can often be found in the first. The 10th and the first house make a square base aspect to one another. So I often see when my clients have the MC in the 10th, closely squaring the ascendant in the first, that career is always just such a big part of their life, that they're so passionate about career, that they always think about career, that career is always something that drives them and pulls them forward. And then an additional energy to that would be looking at the ruling planet of the MC, of your career angle. You can also look at your north node as well. So there's a couple different things. First, we'll start off with the ruling planet of the MC. So say your MC is in Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So you'd want to see where Mercury is. If, let's say, Mercury is an aspect to Jupiter or Saturn or the North Node, that is going to feel this expansion or energy of mastery, what you've always meant to achieve. So as you can deduce, now we're going into a bit more intermediate and advanced ways of interpreting the natal chart. So depending on your knowledge, this might be way too much, but I'll put this here and this video will be up forever. So if you want to come back to it. So looking at the ruler of the MC and seeing if it's an aspect to Jupiter, Saturn, or the North Node, for me, that would be a big soul purpose or calling. And then I would also look at just your North Node placement in general. I often find if that North Node is in the first house, in the 10th house, or conjunct to the MC or an aspect to the MC, then yeah, your soul wanted something big, or for your identity, your presence, your love to be known on a very big scale. That's just what it wanted to achieve and experience in this lifetime. There can also be, to go further into this question, if it's a feeling of, I feel like something big or prominent or this pressure is happening in the past couple years, then we can look at annual perfections. Then we can look at secondary progressions. There are different ways we can look at it to be like, yeah, for the next 2-4 years, you are going to be in a very powerful position. You're meant to have a lot of energies culminate at this time, which is a bit more than I probably want to discuss, given I've already went into a big topic here with assessing the natal chart, breaking down the MC and the North Node. But if these are things that you are interested in, I cover all of these aspects during my natal chart consultation. So if you're wanting a one-on-one reading, I'll also place the link in the description of this video so we can go into that more if that is an investment you would like to make for yourself, for your future, for your best and highest self. All right. So that's all I got this week. There's lots of goodies and opportunities to invest in this week as we get ready for the rest of the month when all the planets will start stationing direct. So take this time for yourself, get clear on what you want with that Venus in Aquarius vibe. And as we get to the end of the week, Thursday, Friday, it's okay if it's emotional. It's okay if it feels intense. It's okay if it feels daunting, because you'll get that clear answer and resolution over Saturday and Sunday. All right. Thank you all for watching. Have a beautiful week ahead, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.